Speech and debate is arguing, but without the mean parts. Before I joined speech and debate, I didn't really do anything here on campus. I had never even taken a speech class. I joined the team because one of my teammates, he kind of just dragged me into the room one day and he was like, hey, there's this guy I want you to meet. His name's Grant. And I was like, I guess I'll go meet Grant.
This is my first semester in the team, but I have taken Grant's Speech 140 class. Before the class ended on the final, he mentioned it. It was something I was interested in too because I wanted to better my intellectual understanding and also just my fluent speaking.
I first heard about speech and debate when I took Grant's Speech 101 class, but I really never considered joining because I'm like, no, I was way too shy back then, I couldn't speak. But then this past last year, I got very involved when it became to advocating, and I knew that speech and debate talked a lot about politics. So I joined, I talked to Grant, and yeah, the rest is history.
You meet Grant once, and it's like you're speaking to a friend that you've known for like years.
Okay, in the beginning, it's very, very confusing because students come and they're like, what is this guy talking about? He speaks with a heavy accent and he looks crazy. But they stay. 11 o'clock, 11:30.
I'm sure all of us would like to think that we're good at arguing, but most of the time we're just good at insulting people. So that is what speech and debate helps you differentiate between, is the difference between attacking a person and attacking an argument.
I look at the way arguments need to be made. Arguments need to have claims. They need to have evidence that supports those claims. They need to be connected to the larger resolutions or the topics that we talk about, and it needs to have a significance of why things are important.
We have to know how to be able to look at things in a very critical and logical way and be able to defend our standpoint as well.
Speech and debate are used together as a term. Speech portion is a portion that has 11 different individual events where students do speeches such as informative or persuasive, or interrupt speeches, which are categorized as speeches taken from literature, either dramatic or prose and or poetry, and finally limited prep events.
I mean, damn, thank you, God, for giving the idea to someone. Hot Cheetos.
Debate, the few that we do here at Rio Hondo is National NFALD, which is one-on-one, research-based debate on a single topic, parliamentary debate, which is two-on-two, and finally IPDA, which is public debate forum style of argumentation. Our classroom is usually filled to capacity and more. Now we're having 3 coaches who are able to assist with variety of different tasks. Before I began, we had no ranking. Last year we ended at the highest rank we've ever been, which was 29th in the nation. And we're hoping that we'll be able to bridge and come closer into the lower 20s.
So here at Rio, we are about 90% Latino, if I'm not mistaken. Not only that, but 10% of our student population is also homeless. A large percentage of our student body is also made up of DSPS students. We have dreamers on our team. We have people on our team who otherwise would not have the chance to have their voice be heard. And we give them a platform. We look at them and we tell them, you matter, you can speak, you have a place here. We give them a place because other people won't.
I understood what you were saying, but clearly the negation did not. So it's not that you're extending the time. Speech and debate is more than just debating and speaking. There's a lot that really goes into it. Being able to look outside of yourself and the world that surrounds you, and being able to look at the world in a global aspect.
It's not just about arguing, it's about the skills that you get from doing the activity, about learning how to express yourself, learning how to articulate yourself, learning how to put all the thoughts that you have in your head into actual words that make sense to somebody other than yourself.
When it comes to Grant and Patty, they have both been a big inspiration to me. The way they see the world truly kind of helps you continue growing. They also constantly remind you of the good in people as well. I really love their philosophy on it's not about winning, it's how much you're growing, how much you're learning.
On our wall, right, like there's two parts. On one part, there are flags from where our students transfer to. On the other one, there's plaques from the tournaments that we have won and the history of Rio Hondo. A lot of times students come in and they pay attention to the plaques and the awards and they say, I want this. To me, I want the other wall to be significantly more filled out. For me, the purpose of this institution is to ensure that students are able to move forward. I fundamentally believe that the purpose of any higher ed is a stepping stone to more education.
Okay, the 5 words I would use to describe the Rio Hondo speech and debate team: tranquility. Even though it is a high-stress environment, at the end of the day, it's a place where you know you won't be attacked for just being yourself.
Very rewarding, humbling.
They are very ambitious, not in regards to winning, but just being able to perform unlike any other team.
We're a family. I don't know how it happens. I don't know why it happens. I guess you spend 30 hours together in any given week for about 32 weeks. You end up knowing each other really, really well. As a collection, we have the largest group of stories that one could possibly look for.